In a surprise move, Atlanta County Prosecutor Jim McClain requested delaying Shaneen Allen's trial for 3 weeks so he could review his office's position on, quote, the appropriate resolution of her case. Shaneen already faces up to 10 years in prison because her concealed carry license from Philadelphia was invalid in New Jersey. As Shaneen told me, she has already been robbed twice, so she decided to buy a firearm to protect herself and her family. A firearm that is now in police custody because of New Jersey's draconian gun laws. Take a look.
Whether you're a gun owner or not, what's happening to Shaneen is insane. This law is doing nothing but turning innocent people into felons.
It's unbelievable to me that for crossing a bridge with a pistol that you legally own, that you had a concealed weapons permit, that just because you crossed state lines, you're gonna do 10 years on a mistake.
It was in my purse, zipped up, locked. The firearm that I have has 3 safeties to it and it has a key. And then I let the officers know that I had it in my possession because I was robbed twice last year. I was actually going to go to the range the next day to find out more about my firearm because I just purchased it and only had it a week and I didn't get to go.
It's a very high price to pay for telling the truth. That's New Jersey. Shaneen is not a criminal. She would have definitely not taken the time to buy a gun that has 3 safeties and engaged all the safeties. She's a mother. She has children. She did the right thing. She's protecting herself. She's protecting her family. She doesn't need to spend a day in jail. It's a ridiculous law.
This is the firearm Shaneen Allen owned, the Bersa Thunder 380. So we came to a gun show in Fort Worth to find out more about that firearm from Eagle Imports, the sole marketer of Bersa firearms in the U.S.
When I found out that it was a Bersa, it kind of hit closer to home to me because first-time shooters, and especially women, when I show them that integral locking system, that's the thing that sells them.
Does it surprise you, though, when you tell people the Bersa 380 has 3 safeties on it, and they look at you and they say, no way?
Yeah, to have 3 is pretty unique, but 3 definitely will get the job done.
So tell us how that works.
This is the key. If you put the key in, you turn it to safety and lock the gun. Now this gun will not fire. The gun will not function. Whether it's loaded, the trigger will not pull.
And then it has a decocker, which when put in this position, is a firing pin block.
Which doubles as a safety, so if the hammer will not strike the firing pin.
The other safety on this gun is the magazine disconnect safety. And you just simply push the magazine disconnect button, and once the magazine is out, the engagement with the trigger is now disabled, so again, the gun is in a safe mode. Even if there is a round in the chamber, at that point, the gun will still not fire.
Even the officers, after they arrested Shaneen, they couldn't figure out how to open the firearm.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me because if you don't know that the integral locking system's on there, I'm sure that they were fumbling around with it for a little while, and if they weren't listening to her, there's no way that they're gonna know.
I was trying to let them know that the key was on my wrist at the time.
What would you like to tell that prosecutor who's insisting that
that handgun was readily accessible to her in her purse?
Deep down inside, he's got to know he's wrong.
When switched to safe with the integral locking system, this gun is nothing more than a paperweight.
You're gonna need the key, you're gonna need to insert it, put it onto the fire position, turn off the safety and decocker, insert your magazine. It's just not readily available.
I'd like to say drop the charges.
First, I'd like to say that I do respect the law, but if I was the officer, I would have told her, ma'am, get this gun back into Pennsylvania immediately. She was honest with me, that's all I'm looking for.
The second sheriff that came on the scene told me he probably could have let you go and would have just gave you a violation if you didn't say anything. So he gave me his badge number and his name. When they took me to the station, he was just letting me know I was so sorry about the situation.
It looks like they're trying to throw the book at her for an honest mistake. I have this running joke with most of my friends in New Jersey that it's better to be a gang member and have a bunch of felonies and get caught with an illegal gun than to be an honest, law-abiding citizen with a gun in New Jersey.
The judge told me that telling the truth doesn't matter in this case. It got me in trouble, and I didn't understand that. How can that be?
That's in the court of law.
And if that doesn't make the lawmakers in New Jersey realize that something is wrong, then the state is insane. The message that it sends if we go after Shaneen is don't be honest, lie to police, lie to any official, and try to get away with it. That is not the America I grew up in. I don't know any police officer that likes to be lied to. Never met one. Grew up with a bunch of them.
Defendant claimed that she was unaware that it was against the law to carry a handgun across state lines.
Now granted, I understand when people say you should know the laws, but come on, who really does? How many people do you think have crossed that line from Pennsylvania that you can't even visibly see, and all of a sudden, all the rules are different? I'm sure it gets broken a lot. That's why I feel like it needs to be changed for law-abiding citizens.
It's not such a clear-cut situation.
I'm a lawmaker, and I'm going to be honest with you, as will my colleagues. We do not know all the nuances of gun laws ourselves that we have passed.
There's a lot of confusion, even with people involved in the industry, so it would be difficult for a new first-time gun buyer to know right off the bat the laws that vary between state to state. But I fear for her because what is her chances that there will be leniency?
It is totally unreasonable.
I think Shaneen should be the poster child for why we need national reciprocity.
Her basic rights as an American are being violated. When the majority of the other states see things differently, how can one state be right?
It is frustrating because I'm New Jersey born and bred. We are a mobile nation, more so every day. So you need laws that would allow and respect the laws in the other states so that we didn't have to worry about things like this.
This case proves that we should have reciprocity in all 50 states in this nation.
I would challenge any lawmaker in New Jersey to tell me that her jail time has served a greater purpose while there are a million criminals running around New Jersey. Free does not make it safer. New Jersey has so much crime and so many other problems than Shaneen. Atlantic City is about to shut down. Crime in Camden is out of control. They need to clean up their own backyard.
I just feel she's suffering a terrible injustice right now. It's got to be extremely frightening, disheartening, a sense of hopelessness. I just can't even imagine. I wish her the best of luck in this case.
Look what it's done to this poor lady's life. 2 sons, and it's all wasted. It's pretty clear that this should be something that should be taken care of immediately. I wish Christie would do something quick, sooner not later, and change these laws and make it so law-abiding citizens do not break a law and they can be honest with police officers, and we won't have this issue again.
I'm very patriotic, so I believe in the Second Amendment, and hopefully something positive comes out of this.
In the end, I always feel that good wins. This is why we have a Shaneen. Keep doing what you're doing. Stay strong. You have a lot of support in the industry. You're going to beat this thing. She's going to be a crusader for change in New Jersey. That's what I'm hoping for.